Hey guys, it's day 20 of Taylor's Inspiration, and today we're going to be talking about self-esteem. And with Peanut Crinkledoodle and Toonbookers who listen to this should know, he's a mod from Toonbook, and he's very well known around the Toonbook community and Toontown community. So, before I start his interview, I'm going to say what I have to say about self-esteem. It can be bad and it can be good, but low self-esteem is not what you want. Because I've been in that boat for a long time, like very, very long. Um, with me, my self-esteem was very low for many, many years because I was put down for many, many years in school, and they put me down so much that I didn't have any esteem to really go towards, strive for. So I felt worthless, and I felt like I wasn't good enough, and I felt like no one wanted me in that school and in that environment. So my self-esteem was so low, it was through the floor. It was so low. Like, I didn't feel good about myself. I never felt good about myself. I would go home and I would cry, I would pout, I would just, it was bad. It was so bad because everyone made me feel like I was worthless. So for those years, I felt like it was all true, and my self-esteem was basically non-existent. And I'm sure a lot of you guys have that problem with self-esteem, that you don't have any to really go towards. Like, you don't have really high self-esteem to pick, to have. I don't know. I don't know how to word it, but that was me, and my self-esteem, I just didn't have any really, and it was really hard for me because I always was a letdown to my peers, and I was always like sad and mopey because I just didn't feel good about myself. But years passed, and my self-esteem went a little bit higher, not much, but a little bit, to the point where I could be happy with myself, and I could be happy with what I was doing and what I was doing in life, and just everything. Sometimes I'll have bad days, but I mean, everyone does. I mean, come on. But my self-esteem is pretty in the middle right now. I'll have bad days and I'll have good days, but there are people that will lift you up, and it's not bad to have low self-esteem. Not always, but sometimes you need to have high self-esteem so you can get through life happy. Because you don't want to go through life feeling bad about yourself or feeling worthless, no one wants to. But with me, my self-esteem is in the middle, like I said. Sorry, I have a lot of things going on here. My cat's in the background, but, my self-esteem is pretty in the middle. And it's pretty, not bad, but I'll still get sad a lot, and I can't take compliments that well, Like, if someone tells me I'm doing good at something, I can't really take the compliment as well as I should. But yeah, is that being modest? I think it's being modest. Yeah, I think I have a lot of modesty. I don't know. I really don't know the difference between modesty and pride. But my self-esteem is in the middle, and you guys, to work on your self-esteem, I know some pretty good exercises you can do. Like, whenever you do something, whenever someone tells you you did something good, just say, yeah, I did a good job, and I should accept that. And I mean, that's pretty easy, That's pretty easy to understand. And I'm not saying you do everything bad, but if you do something bad and someone tells you, just don't go, oh no, I did something bad, now I'm gonna feel bad for the rest of the day. No, just say, okay, I did that one thing bad. Maybe I can just try again, better next time. It's not the end of the world. Self-esteem is a really important major part to your life, and it can affect you really deeply, I guess. And what I'm trying to say is, it's not bad to have low self-esteem all the time, but you want to raise it. And you can do exercises to do that, like meditation, having your own thinking time, exercising, doing whatever that will make you feel good about yourself, And look in the mirror and say, I am good enough for anyone. No one can tell me otherwise. Only I can tell me if I'm good enough. So that's basically what I have to say up to you guys, because I can relate. My self-esteem isn't that high, trust me. I have a lot of self-esteem issues. So, I hope you guys can do something about it if you have low self-esteem. If you have high self-esteem, good. Keep it there. But just don't keep it too high to the point where you're kind of narcissistic, I guess, because I know people like that. So, I'm just gonna start off the recording with Peanut, and I'll see you guys later.
Okay, Taylor, this is Peanut Crinkledoodle. Thank you for asking me to speak on the topic of building self-esteem.
Welcome.
Uh, it's very important. You know, a lot of your podcasts in the past have talked about bullying and other things that deal with kind of how other people treat us. And like I've shared with you before, I can relate to that. And when those things happen to you, they tend to diminish your self-esteem. So, what is self-esteem? Well, self-esteem is basically, how much you value yourself. So, and if you value yourself, your opportunities for success and happiness in life are so much more. They give you courage. Um, it'll result in a healthier mind and body, and happy people tend to treat other people better. So I think having good self-esteem not only helps you but helps those around you. So your question was related to building self-esteem, and so I have some ideas. And um, what I would suggest is the most important thing is to have positive thinking. Taylor, I think you shared with me that you have negative thoughts that come into your mind at times. Is that correct?
Yeah, it's constant.
Yeah. So I have too. My whole life I have. Even as an adult today, I still struggle with the negative thoughts. And I've come to find out that that's a very normal thing.
Mm.
What's not healthy is when you allow yourself to sit there and sit in those negative things, because it brings you down, and as a matter of fact, it diminishes your self-esteem. So I encourage you to think positive thoughts. And as those negative things come into your head, replace them with positive things. Taylor, you when you get those negative thoughts and you actually do try and replace them with positive thoughts, what kind of things do you do to put those positive things in your head?
Um, I sometimes, like you said, I just wallow in sadness. Like I know I shouldn't. That's very unhealthy. But if I want to actually get rid of them, I sometimes I'll go on walks and listen to music while I'm walking.
Okay.
But the other times, I'll just do things I like to do. Like I I guess I'll try to like keep away from talking to people because sometimes I don't really feel that they should have the burden of my negativity. So I just take put all my electronics away and I go watch TV or read or play video games to get my mind off of everything that's happening to me.
Those are wonderful ideas, and I would say the listeners should really take that to heart.
Mm.
Those things are things that I do as well. I will add something though. I will say that um, for me, I I hold on to those positive, reinforcing ideas that I've received from other people, and I use those to replace the negative thoughts in my head as well. So, Taylor, I know that since you started these podcasts, you've been getting a lot of positive feedback from people.
And negative.
Oh, sure, of course, yes.
But
Um,
yeah,
but
it's mostly positive.
yes, um, and those negative ones, you've talked about why those happen and how to deal with those in your other podcasts. So but the positive ones are something that you can put in your pocket and pull out to give yourself some strength
Mhm.
when you do have those negative thoughts. Is that something that you've tried in the past?
Yeah, like recently, it's just I've been getting a lot of hate on Toonbook, and it- I think it was yesterday. I felt really wordless. I was to the point of crying, and I just went straight to my friends, and they told me how wonderful my podcasts are, and how they don't matter. Only a few people don't matter. I have over 1,000 listeners, and I shouldn't listen to just a few people who try to put me down.
Yes, that's very good. So, I got to get my thoughts together here. Sorry.
It's okay.
Um, so, um, so that is a very good strategy. Is to, um, if not go directly to your friends in those times of need, at least reach into your pocket and pull out those things that they've told you in the past.
Mhm.
And for me, I've done that my entire life. The person who's had the greatest influence in my life has been my mother. So whenever I get down, I will go back into my memory and I remember what my mom always told me. And she always shared with me from her heart and with her love. And I have the greatest respect for my mother. And so I don't let other people tell me something that my mother would never tell me.
That
Um,
that's perfect.
so another thing I do is I have a lot of friends that have supported me over the years, and they've shared with me what they see as positive traits in me. And so rather than focus on all the things that they didn't say they liked about me, I focus on those things that they said they liked about me.
Mhm.
And I try and even do better at those things. So, as an example, most people in my life have always told me that I'm a very kind person. And I think your listeners will agree.
Yeah, I agree as well.
Thank you. So, that has made me a kinder person as I've gotten older because I'm actually proud of that now. And so, in the past, maybe I might not have been as attuned to trying to be kind to everyone because I didn't see it as being so important. Well, once I figured out that that's what people really liked about me, I I I gave it a lot more attention, and so I would and then that as a result boosted my self-esteem. So I would encourage your listeners to do the same thing with what they do. So some of your listeners may be very good at art, as an example, and so they should take pride in that and they should feel good about themselves because there's lots of other people that are not good at art and and they can do a lot of good with art. In Toonbook you'll see that the artists share their artwork and it makes a lot of people very happy.
And with that, like, I hate when people say like, "Oh, this is bad. You can't draw well." I just feel like, you shouldn't tell them that. It's just gonna make them feel worse.
Absolutely. It's not a good idea to bring other people down. Of course,
Exactly.
yeah. Of course, I mean, like I was very good at art at one time, okay? And
Mhm.
even when I was the best I ever was at art, there were still 100 people or 1,000 people that were better than me, okay? So, so you could compare me to somebody else and say that I'm no good. And what good would it have done? All that would have done is taken away the pride and the value I had in myself. Um, okay, so let's see. So I shared with you positive thinking. I think positive thinking is very important.
Mhm.
There's some other things that I think someone that is struggling with self-esteem should do. I would say that they should start with listing, make 3 lists. Make a list of your strengths, make a list of your achievements, and make a list of things